Hi everyone, my name is Anastasia and I'm a Russian cross teacher from Beijing, China. Every week I publish a video about cross stitch, but this week I don't know at all if there is a video to be published. But I can't keep silent. I just can't. That's why let's do a small stitch with me. I don't really have a plan what I'm gonna say, so maybe it will be a lot of bubbling and just chattering, but I want to talk to you. So today is like the noon of the 4th of March, and I want to share you my feelings and my emotions as of today. I just don't understand how to keep stitching, how to keep publishing, how to keep posting on Instagram or making videos and don't say a word about what's going on right now. You might say that cross stitch should be above politics. Cross stitch should not be included in the politics, but cross stitch is not who we are. We are people, and people are political. Cross stitch is just one of the many hobbies for someone. For someone, just one. But for some people, it's just one of the sides of their personality. So, of course, all peoples are political and they all have their opinions. It doesn't matter if it's right or wrong opinion, because who are we to decide if your opinion is right or your opinion is wrong? But I wanted to stay my position. My position is there are no rights in this war. I am against the war with Ukraine. I don't understand this war. They are our brother, sister country, and I'm against any way of aggression, political aggression, physical aggression, any kind. And of course, I would say I don't want to split the stitching world more than it is now. You should have seen how much the Russian speaking, not Russian, but Russian speaking cross stitch world is split right now. Like, I had messages about families being split. Like, half of the family is supporting the war, half of the family is against the war, and they're all living under the same roof, and they're fighting inside the families right now in Russia. Of course, there is no comparison to Ukrainians and what they go through, but this war is splitting people. And when I state my opinion, my position, I would like to hear from about the position from the people that I subscribe to, from the people that I follow, that I think of role models. I would like to know if we share the same views and feel some connection with them, or just no hate, no, just maybe disappointment and unsubscribe, and then I will go. Because the worst I feel is when you don't say a word. I don't judge the girls who are keeping posting videos, who are making the videos about the cross stitch, and they're actually making the world a little brighter. Yes, we need those videos. We need videos of Russians and foreigners, Americans, whatever, everyone. We need your videos about your cross stitch, just so after looking at all these news on YouTube and Instagram, I can go and watch something happy. But also, being silent is not exactly saying no. And the worst part is right now, we are at the point in the world that no one can really say what is 100% truth. There is such a big war of information going on. Like, they were already uncovering of false videos from both sides. So I personally cannot say 100% that I believe any of them, but I believe people. I believe their real stories, things that they watch with their own eyes, and especially stories on Instagram or posts from cross teachers, because they don't have large auditories. They don't share some news. They share what they live through, like the Ukrainian designers, Maria Brovko, or Nadezhda Nagorne, and her sister is Svetlana Nemerizkaya. They are all three of them. I'm glued to their stories, because they literally show us what's outside their window, how many bombing there was. There was a big journey. My heart was bleeding and I was so nervous, but there was a journey with Svetlana Nemerizkaya. She run away from her home. She is a homeless person now, but she ran away from Ukraine. And a whole story how she got out of her home and how she went on a train and was waiting hours, like, I don't know, hours on the train. And then there is a border. And now people say there are like 60 hours lines on the border. You have to wait 60 hours on the border with kids and with animals and with everything. This is where the real truth about the war. This is the real truth about like personal tragedy. We are such a small people compared to like world problems or cataclysms. But exactly like the lives of small people is what makes such a big influence on me. They make me feel it, like I'm there. I literally get stress sick. This week was such emotionally difficult for me. And it is a lot about the war and about the about bombing and about deaths, but it's also about the fear for our future. Today I wake up in the morning and I check stories that the nuclear reactor is burning. Nuclear reactor is burning. And then I saw some news that our country, Russia, says they're gonna use nuclear weapon if it's not, again, like, if the Ukrainians are not gonna give up. I cannot express my terror of like this news. What world we're living in. And I'm terrified. I'm terrified to live in this world in the future. Because it doesn't matter right now or anywhere if we win or lose. Even if we lose, this will not be forgotten. Every day I read so many personal stories. Every day I see that more and more students, Russian students that study abroad, they got deported from their foreign universities. They are just children. They are children, and I'm not talking about like children of some rich people who send their kids to study abroad, but there are so many children in Russia who really try so hard. They pass their tests, they do additional tests, they study so hard just to get that one year of studying abroad, of some program of like university student exchange or something. Some of them, the most lucky ones and the most hardworking ones, can actually get into university after the school, and the whole family will like earn the money for that university to get there. The whole family will save, sometimes years, they will save money so the child can go to university abroad. And it's like a dream come true. These kids, they got approved. They go there, they see a different country. Their eyes open, they're amazed. It's like everything they have ever wanted. And they are gonna work hard. They don't wanna fail their studies. They want to study. They don't have additional money. And now they get deported. Just because Russia is an asshole in the whole world. And can you imagine how you are like 19 or 20-year-old and your dreams are just being thrown away? Yeah, they have the whole future in front of them, but that's not the future they wanted. That's not the future they worked for. And yes, I speak about all of this just mostly about Russians that live abroad, because I'm one of them. And that's why these problems actually touch my heart more than any other problems that Russians could face. How about students, school students, like, I don't know, middle school, high school students, children of expats? Expats also travel to different countries with their children, and their children go to schools. And these children got bullied. They got called names, they got beaten. And because the children who are doing it, they don't understand. They call them aggressors. They call them Russians, like aggressors and everything. But they tell them to go back home. But that's not their home. Their parents left the country and brought them together with them to make a new home. And these children just don't understand. If you have a child and he goes to any international school, or maybe he will have some students from Ukraine or Russia in the future, please explain to them that normal people did not start the war. Normal people did not choose it. We are as much victims of this as Ukrainians, I would say. Of course, not as in such a big scale, but, and that's why our children do not deserve to be bullied in schools. This only will make them hate other children, hate other countries, even hate Ukraine just because they got bullied because of it. What about the news about the people whose property and whose assets got taken away in Europe? Yes, right now it's only, we're talking about oligarchs, like very, very rich people who escape Russia not to pay their taxes. Like, yeah, sure, why not? But what if they will go further? Like now, me and my friends, we are scared of that, because I have friends all over the world, and some of very close friends, they live in those countries more than a decade. More than a decade they live in those countries, and they work hard and they make their own life from scratch. No, they didn't change their passports and they didn't get a green card or anything like that. But they live their life truthfully, like real good life, and they maybe got some house or a property like cars, or they have some money in the bank. What if sanctions will go deeper and just decide to deport every Russian there is in like Europe or America? What are these people gonna do? Like, our family have friends who live in France for, I don't know, at least 15 years? At least 15 years. I cannot imagine our friends who are at the age of my mom just returning back to Russia what are they gonna do? They will lose everything. They will lose their house, they will lose their jobs, they will lose everything. What are they gonna do? Start from a scratch at their age? That is so difficult. It's difficult to start from a scratch at any age, but when you're 20, you can kind of find a way, you can be optimistic, you can do it. When you're over 50, really? That's too much. And another thing that really stresses me is the situation with the banks now. Yes, I have a bank card in Russia. I have money on it. I didn't check it yet. I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna disappear or it's gonna get cancelled. I don't have too much money there. So if my bank was gonna cancel my money and give it to Ukraine, okay, I'm not gonna cry about it. No, that's gonna be a very big donation, but yeah, they deserve it. They should have it. That's gonna be my donation. But I send my parents money occasionally, and what I'm gonna do if I cannot use international money transfers to Russia, like how I'm gonna do that? This is a very big question. And I consider myself like super lucky. I consider myself very lucky that I'm in China right now. And China is kind of neutral. Everyone is like so shocked here. They're not approving of it. But at least when I'm walking on the street, no one will shout at me or hit me or do anything. Like, they're actually kind of supportive and good. Not the war supportive, but as people supportive. And did you know that there were 20,000 Russians just in Beijing? Just in Beijing, not in the whole China, only in one city. And same amount or more of Ukrainians in Beijing. And we have the whole common community of Russian speaking people. There are like several nations just Russian speaking together. We played quiz together. A lot of people there. Yeah, right now all the games are cancelled because people are not ready to go play games. But at the same time, we go to yoga together. There are Ukrainian girls there. Right now, I go to the studio. They have even Ukrainian teacher there. Not my teacher, but there is one. And my teacher is doing relaxing yoga every day now. She's like, not other yogas or stretching or anything. No, every time we're just doing letting the emotions out and relaxing and trying not to stress out, things like that. So this is the focus because everyone needs it. It's not just for me or for them, it's for everyone because everyone here is in the same place, same emotional space. No, by the way, Chinese are really like supportive of Russian people. They may not be supportive of the war thing, but they're trying. They're trying to help economically. Like they canceled one of the taxes for like bringing things in China. What is it? It's like import tax for import. I'm sorry, my head is not working properly, but so they canceled one of the taxes. So now they can actually buy things from Russia and sell them in China. Unfortunately, it's all about like food things. It's like chocolate or flour or like some snacks. yeah, I am not angel, okay? I already thought that if they cancel this tax, which actually is the only thing that prevents me from buying cross stitch from Russia, I would go crazy and just buy everything new they had in the last like 3 years that I cannot buy here. But unfortunately, Aaron had to destroy all my hopes and tell me no, they're only doing this for the food items, not for the cross stitch. They're trying to promote Russian food and help the economics as much as they can because yeah, our government is an assholes, but all the sanctions, they will touch normal people. I don't think any of the sanctions will touch anything in the lives of like big guys in the government. I cannot say the names here because all the YouTube are being monitored too, but I'm pretty sure that the first ones to suffer will be just normal civilians, just as everywhere. So, because Chinese trying to at least help economically, it really makes me happy. Especially like when they, like say, Aaron's parents' generation, like before us, the generation before us, they were raised thinking that Russia is like exclusive. No, not like this. Fancy, yes, fancy. Everything Russian is like so good. Like they were raised like that because of the communism. It for them Russia is like the nearest country abroad, and they all look really forward going there. They think like Russian food is the tastiest. Russian restaurants in China are the most expensive ones. They actually looked at Russia the same eyes as my parents looked at America. Because the generation of my parents, they were like boiling their jeans to get the same color. Oh, that's so crazy. They did it, what they did in the Soviet Union to just like copy the American movies and their style and everything. But just my mom at one point had this crazy haircut, like one of the girl from Golden Girls. It's so Chinese. They really like us, like people, food, and they want to help us. Aaron is already looking for like some export uh, companies who can work, and his friends are opening shops on Taobao to sell Russian food. So I feel very supported here in China. At the same time, I decided that despite all the things that's going on in the world and how important it is, I really need to lessen the amount of information I'm consuming. I really need to spend less time on the internet looking at stories or watching YouTube videos because the situation with the coronavirus is repeating itself. Because what the situation was is that we stressed because of the news and posts and some surveys more than of what is going on around us really. And all of this, I feel like it's killing me. It's killing me that I cannot help it. I cannot do anything. So I need to calm down and I need to accept it. That not everything that is very important and that we have opinions on and that we want to change, we can actually change. We already signed a petition to the Russian embassy about the stopping of the war. And under my last video, I left the Etsy shops from Ukrainian designers. I will include them under this video too. I don't know if it will be today or tomorrow morning, unfortunately, because I will be editing this video, I think, later after work. So unless I am not gonna sleep at all today, so maybe I will do all the description box tomorrow. But I will include them here. If you don't see them here, you can go to my last video, and there are so many Etsy shops. I will add more because now I already found more. And if you know more, text me in the comments here, or text me on Instagram. People did text me on Instagram, and I I edited and put more of the Etsy shops. There was a post on Instagram where there was very clear instructions how to separate Ukrainian shops on Etsy in search and just see all the Ukrainian shops. But please be careful. We got a news probably yesterday that now more people are changing their shops from their previous locations to Ukraine just to sell more. And I'm not talking about like Russian shops trying to sell more to earn money on this station. No, just like all over the world, people change into Ukrainian shops because apparently everyone knows about it now. So for me, I think I will feel more safe, if I buy from the Etsy shop that I know are actually Ukrainians. Not from just a list of nameless shops I have never seen before. And though I bought several patterns already, my Etsy account got blocked. I don't know if it's about the world situation and Russian accounts will get blocked in the future, or just some problem I had. I don't know. But I emailed the support team and I'm still waiting. As of now, I'm still waiting for their reply. So I will keep you updated. I will keep you updated on the situation because, of course, I want to spend my money there. And by the way, right now, I'm stitching a pattern, Christmas dogs. Oh my, so cute. And this is a pattern by Ukrainian designer Nadezhda Nagorne. Actually, I just wanted to start a new project. And the moment I wanted to buy that project, I learned that my Etsy account is blocked. Okay, they closed my Etsy account. I cannot buy directly right now from Ukrainian designers as I did before because right now they're not in a state to sell anything and send me. So what I did is like, okay, I will go through my stash and I will choose a pattern by the Ukrainian designer and I will stitch it. And I have a perfect one, the bear and the blueberry. And for me, it's like perfect. It's perfect symbolism because it has a Russian bear and it has a blueberry, which blue color for Ukraine. And I think bears are also for Ukraine too because we're a neighboring country. We don't own all the bears in the world. So I thought it was so symbolic, so perfect, so small that I could actually finish it in 1 week. I wanted it. So I went to my stash and actually I don't upload all the patterns that designers send me. They send me the link to like Google Disk or Yandex Disk and I will check it, and if I'm not stitching it right away, I will just keep it in the emails or in messages on whatever platform I was buying it from. And when I need it, I will just text them again and ask them like, here is our dialogue from 2 years ago. Can you please renew the link? Please. So what happened is that I wanted to download the pattern of a bear and the link was blocked. Link was blocked again because it was like more than 2 years ago. And of course I cannot just text the designer and ask her, hey, I know you're hiding in your basement and it's very cold and you complain how your kids got sick and they need medicine, but please, could you send me the uh, like PDFs? Or, which is better, send me Saga for my like telephone. Of course, I cannot do that. That's like super bad for me. So I was really upset because no one knows if I will be able to stitch this pattern ever. Like, I don't want to say, I don't want to make any predictions or anything, but the situation is not getting better, it's getting worse, and we don't know who will survive. So, will there be anyone to send me this pattern next time? I don't know. So, I was super upset just of this thought alone. Like, my whole day was just ruined by this little thing. And Aaron was like, why don't you just stitch something from your whips? Like, you cannot start anything right now. Maybe it's just not the right time. Like, maybe the universe is telling you to, like, focus on some of the whips. And I'm like, no, I don't want to focus on the whips because they're not connected to this war. I don't want to connect my marriage anniversary to the war, or I don't want to connect like some spring or summer thing or Christmas thing to the war. They will forever have this meaning for me. And then I am going through my stash and I find this project and I totally forgot about it. I forgot it for so long. But this is actually from the same designer as the bear. So I'm like, oh, maybe the world doesn't want me to finish to start. Maybe the world doesn't want me to start something because I haven't finished this one. And that's how I joined the Stitch for Ukrainian hashtag. And I'm just overwhelmed by the thought that the designers from all over the world joined Stitch for Ukraine, and they did freebies or they're selling the patterns, but or they take 100 of proceeds into donation to Ukraine. This is really big. And in a war where there is so much fake donation companies right now, I think I trust Stitchers campaigns more than anything else there. I was just also baffled that Ukrainian designers also took part in it, and more than one actually designed at this moment and sent out their patterns. I mean, they are my heroes. The people who fight without any weapons in the war, people who save people, and people who are sitting in the rebels, in the shambles of their houses and just design patterns, knowing that maybe even if they have time to finish the pattern, maybe it will be the last pattern they will ever draw. Just imagine, there is so much bombing from the sky, you can never know where it will land again, that no one can say that next bomb will not hit someone I know personally. For me, what they do is really heroes. Heroes. I'm just gonna show you several patterns, but different people, because there are so many great ones. There are, I don't know if there are like 50 or 100, but there are so many, and they deserve a separate video, actually. So I'm just gonna show you a couple. Modern fork embroidery. Jacob, thank you. This word in Cyrillic, it's actually in Ukrainian and in Russian both. It means peace. Stitchy Princess Black. She had a pattern before with this girl and she redesigned it to look more Ukrainian, Maria Brovko. I can't imagine what she's going through. Heartstring samplery. This is the piece that I want to stitch when we reach the peace, when the war will stop. I don't want to stitch it right now. I want to have meaning. Mrs. Pin. She is the new designer for me, but that is so beautiful. Even French ones, Mary de Fer. That's a big one. Irina Konoplich. She's famous for her tiny bottles with anything. She made one with Ukraine and the peace sign. And there are not only cross-stitch designers, there are like quilt designers who also put out their quilt patterns. Just look at the Ukrainian designer Sasha's quilt. She's amazingly talented. Of course, there are other designers who make a little more aggressive, like Frusilog or Witch's Garden Crafts or Stitch's Lover Shop. I was asked what I think about these patterns where they have profanity words or they actually have tones for Russian army or like shouts for to die. I don't take them personally. That's my point. I don't think that Ukrainian people hate me and want me to die. I think they are just scared or angry. Their children are dying, getting killed. Their husbands and fathers can never come back home. Their aggression is natural. I'm ready to take it. I'm ready to accept it. I'm ready to see as many offensive cross-stitch patterns as they can make, just so they have a way to vent their aggression. What I don't understand or cannot accept is the aggression from Russian cross-stitchers that some of the Ukrainian bloggers and designers get. Like, the blogger will start posting bombs, corpses outside her house, bombings, her children is having problems, and then the Russian cross-stitcher will comment something like, "Oh, I'm so disappointed. I thought the cross-stitch is like peaceful thing, but you turn it very political." Are you serious? Are you serious? Are you saying that anything that doesn't concern exactly you and your face should be all rainbow ponies? They are bloggers. They're showing what's outside their home. Yes, they're designers of cross-stitch patterns, but they cannot just post about cross-stitch patterns and now they have war, so they will not design for months. I'm not saying the war will be months, but maybe after that they will have to rebuild and make their life from the scratch and everything. They will not have the time for this. So what? They have to disappear? Just go blank because you don't want to see it? That was so bad. And now Russian people are asking, like, yeah, you're so compassionate about Ukrainian war, but where have you been when there was war in Iraq or Vietnam or Syria? What happened then? Like, yes, I admit our world is racist as hell. And our world do care a lot more about white European country than any other countries. But it's a totally different problem. It's not this problem why we have this war. I think the most important thing that I want to say today, when I ask you, is that please be kinder, be more human. Be supportive, not because of something, but in spite of anything. Accept the aggression, accept the negativity, because these people are suffering. And if you posted something and they commented rather aggressively, it's not because they hate it, or it's not because you did something wrong. It's maybe just because they are looking for a way to get rid of this stress, get rid of this fear. I'm already expecting so much negative comments on my last video, but I guess I'm a very small blogger and not many people watch me, so I don't get too much. That's good. But I know big bloggers are right now, like, their comments are split in half. I saw this post the other day and I really liked the saying that the war will be over. The war will finish, but things that we say to people, to our family, to our friends, the way how we show ourselves or how we don't show anything, this will stay. You cannot take back your words. In Russia, we have a saying that a word is not a sparrow. If it flies away. You can't catch it. It's just very difficult. I'm sorry, maybe this video is too long for just my thoughts, but it's just so difficult. I want to try focus on cross stitch a little more, just to have more time out of the news, out of this horror. I think next week I will try to make video about Russian cross stitch convention. It's a big thing with a lot of new designs, and I think it will take me at least one full or a couple days to just get all the things and edit the video. So of course it will save me for a couple of days from this. Maybe next video will be more happy and non-political, and I'm sorry for this, but I really need it. I really need to make something non-political. And I think it will benefit all of us to have something nice from time to time. Of course, I want to thank everyone who left a comment under the last video, who supported me, who expressed their thoughts. If you don't agree with me, you can just kindly unsubscribe and leave. If you want to show me that you are not agreeing with me in any way, okay, I'm ready for it, and I will not think bad about you, because I understand that a lot of people have their own personal opinions and not all of them are compatible with mine. But I also want to thank everyone who does share my point of view, everyone that checked on me during this week, because this week was very difficult. Yes, right now I'm not suffering. Right now I'm in a safe place, but the fear of the future, the terror, this is really killing me. So I just wanted to tell you like how much it means to me, and that you are really good stitcher friends. So maybe that's it for today, and I hope to see you next week. Bye bye.